Hi everybody, it's Tammy, Autism Mom, with some tips and tidbits on urinary incontinence and your special needs adult or child. If you're receiving incontinence supplies from the state-funded company, you will receive a certain amount of pads and diapers based off of your order and your doctor's prescription. I highly recommend that when you open a box of the reusable pads, that you date them. The reason for dating them, like I've dated these for today, May the 19th of 2020, and the reason for dating these, it's very important to do it because as time goes by, the rubber backing that's inside these pads will deteriorate every time you wash them. I have some recommendations on washing them, and they go as follows because it's what will keep them holding up the longest. Do not use bleach. Do not use fabric softener. Use hot water when you wash them, and you can use vinegar. Vinegar will not destroy the rubber backing like bleach will. So go ahead and always date your pads when you open them up. And then I'm going to go over how to protect your mattress. The mattress is real important. I kept plastic on the box springs of this bed on purpose when we purchased it. We purchased a waterproof cover. It's a foam mattress, so we wanted that waterproof cover anyway, but that's irrelevant. That thing is a beast to get on and off, and I don't want to ever have to wash it. I've had to a couple of times in her lifetime and her use of this bed, and it's not been fun. It's a nightmare. So, secondary to that, I bought a pretty cheap, inexpensive mattress protector. Here is fabric here, so it doesn't protect anything on this surface, but on the top surface it's waterproof. Then I start my layering. I put one layer, it's not really one layer, I cover them over each other and kind of put it in a pattern, and as you can see, it's one over the top of the other, and you got to make sure every single surface is covered, and you're going to want to start in the center of the bed and kind of rotate out. So what I mean by that is, just say this is your first pad that you put down, and you're going right on top of that mattress protector. Sorry, I'm trying to record and film my video, and it makes it hard. But anyway, just say you would start in the dead center of the bed like that. First pad. Then the second pad would go here, third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. And you're like, 13 pads? Well, if you spend $1,000 on your bed and it's a high quality bed for your special needs individual, then you absolutely want to protect the bed. And the last thing you want is for your child or adult's room to smell of urine. And that's a constant problem when you have someone who has urinary incontinence. So that's my tidbit for you. Once you do that first layer, then I go with a second waterproof protector. And you're like, why on earth is she going that distance? Believe me, if your loved one is incontinent and they are an adult and they drink a lot of fluid, even with pull-ups on, it will leak through. And you don't want your room smelling like urine. And this is the best way to make sure your loved one's bed is protected and they're getting a good night's rest and your room does not smell like urine. So this particular cover is, it was kind of pricey. I can't remember exactly how much it was. I'm thinking it was like $69 for a queen. But it's called Slumber Cool. And the reason why I like this is because it's supposed to keep you from getting really, really hot. What I do with this is I'll put this down and then I'll put more pads on top of it and then I'll put her bottom sheet. That way, when she is incontinent, what she'll get is her top sheet and a few pads, and hopefully it won't go through the other layers of padding. Please remember that as your child sleeps and moves around, all these pads will shift throughout the night. You need to take your layers off and check that everything's in the right places. If your kid slides out of bed like mine, everything will slide in that direction a couple of times in and out of the bed, and it's kind of falling off the side, like over here. See how it's puckered down? The pads will roll this way, and you don't want that because they're shifting from this side of the bed, and they'll end up being short over here like this one. And remember, this is just fabric here. It will not protect your bed. Only this part is waterproof. So that's my tip and tidbit on keeping your bed dry and your loved one comfortable and your room smelling nice.